Morning, welcome to We Are Live. It's Chris Stedman live in St. Louis and Grand Center at Midcoast Studio, midcoast.media for more information. Be sure, if you're not already, subscribe on iTunes, grab us a 5-star review. People like talking about Travis in those as well, so you can too. Joining us all the way from Brooklyn, New York, through the power of technology invested in us by our Lord and Savior Tech Electronics, it's Travis Terrell, live from Brooklyn. Good morning.
God bless Al Gore for this internet, and God bless Robert Mueller this morning.
Oh,
I salute you, sir.
This should get good fast. The Stream Queen.
USA, USA, USA.
The executive producer and silver-haired beauty, Aloysius Gardner. Good morning, Gardner.
I thought it'd be 5 minutes. I thought it'd be 5 minutes.
You thought we'd get you.
Nope.
You thought he'd do the.
Nope.
You thought he'd do the Chris is attractive bit, and maybe say something about someone's mom. He'd bash on Tommy the intern. He'd have thoughts on Zion signing with Jordan. And
what?
Then,
Why is it?
And then,
so let me get this straight. I don't understand you guys. You guys have been very weird this week.
No,
so I
no,
say,
no.
God
We
bless
remain
America.
the same. We remain
And
the same.
I salute a Marine, a man who went to Vietnam, a man who served the FBI for over 12 years, and who has been a staunch conservative and Republican almost his entire life. I can't salute Robert Mueller. Are you kidding me? So let me get this straight. You guys are mad at me because I'm saluting a Republican? I can't win with this show. Goodness. I have liberal point of views. I try to be moderate. I try to salute conservatives. You guys think there's an agenda. There's something else at play. I don't know where you would get that from.
You telling us?
It's kind of silly.
I
Accusatory.
I see the pupil is now the teacher.
This is fascinating. But I'm happy to see you both. Gardner, you look as svelte as ever.
Oh, no.
And again, I'm loving the tan.
Let's not put those two words in the same sentence.
And Chris, that beard grow back pretty fast, and Daddy like it.
No,
Daddy like it a lot.
Call yourself daddy when you're talking about anything physical related to me, sir.
He's wearing shorts today.
You got shorts on?
I threw Gardner off. I went casual because I have to
Throw
around.
some leg up. Throw some leg up.
Flip-flops.
Let me see some of that. Oh, you got the flip-flops on too? You white boying it up today. I see you, player. Oh, okay. Somebody's going to Huntington Beach later this afternoon.
You want me to do the show like this?
Please don't.
Like I'm in a gynecologist's office.
No.
Those bad boys need seasoning.
Pap smear.
They definitely do. What was that?
Pap smear.
Pap smear and toast in the morning. Look
Who was
out.
Pap smear? Pap smear was the bad guy in one of the Naked Guns. I can't remember if it was
I was about to ask.
2 or 3.
Top 3 favorite Naked Gun villains. Go.
Oh.
Stop. By the way, are you still allowed to
Delay was
watch
good.
Naked Guns now with O.J. Simpson? Are we allowed to watch and
Yeah.
laugh and enjoy?
He hadn't committed murder yet.
He had beaten several wives at that point.
Did I know that though?
Well, you still
Well, you know
wake
it
up-
now. That's why I'm asking if you
Yeah.
can watch it now. And
trying
the
to
part
flip it.
about watching it now.
I mean, you still wake
I'm
up.
I'm
Nice
not
try, sir.
Here's what I'll tell you.
You still
Just
get up
like-
and shadowbox to Chris Brown,
Just
Travis, every morning.
Just like I'm not going to let the white nationalists take the Betsy Ross flag away from America, I'm not going to take or not going to allow O.J. Simpson to take Frank Drebin away from me.
That's fair. That's fair. That's
Now,
fair.
which one had Anna Nicole
Honestly,
Smith?
that's the best response. I think that was 33 and a half, right?
Think so, yes.
Yeah, that was confusing. I was like, that is, hey.
No.
But
the
it was
time.
the funniest part of the movie because it was so unexpected and so unexpected.
Right.
Just go,
How was that? Oh, no. Oh, wow. Huh, so
what were we
Travis
talking about?
is fired
We're
up.
talking about the democracy is going to be saved this morning, and
Oh,
You
I
think?
just feel like
You really
it
think?
just feels.
just don't have expectation because then you're going to be all
No.
pissy tomorrow if it doesn't live up to your expectation.
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
I don't have any expectations. I do think this is in regards to Robert Mueller the investigation, of course, officially coming to a close today with an appearance in front of the Judiciary Committee. Um, I
Which committee?
don't think anything will come of it. Judiciary Committee.
Okay, just checking.
I don't
There's a
think anything
couple
will
of them.
come of it as far as any breaking news, but I would imagine that if Nancy Pelosi's plan was to begin impeachment proceedings over the next week or two, it would happen starting today. So if
That's not
she's
happening.
going to really get that ball going, uh, well, I tell you what, I think it would be a fatal mistake if you don't at least begin the proceedings. You got to remember, we're the generation that lived through Monica Lewinsky. And we remember how low the bar was for that Congress to bring about impeachment over a blowjob.
But
So,
don't you think
again,
that
we
how
are now
bad that
voters, we're
looks?
family.
Don't you think how bad that looks
Well,
now? That'll keep people off it. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. Don't start lumping me in, calling
No,
me.
we are. You can't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you
You don't
piece of
get to
shit.
do
too
that.
late.
No, you're
I
trying
do
to play
too.
your moderate
Richard
bullshit.
Spencer.
Oh, here
No,
we
no,
go.
no.
Richard
Here we
Spencer.
go.
Oh,
Here
we
we
can
go.
see
Get his
Chris
ass
and the
down.
psychopath.
Always
Get his
got a
ass down. Get
caveat
his
with
ass
it.
No,
down.
no.
Oh, blah, blah,
No,
blah.
there's
Get
no
his ass down.
caveat.
Yeah,
There's no
there is.
caveat, you
Oh,
pieces
there
of
most
shit.
certainly is.
No, there's
Oh,
reality.
somebody just got Travis Terrell type defensive there.
Yeah,
Wonder why.
There's a reality to the
Oh.
situation. There's this one.
Oh, yes, you're a realist. You're a moderate, a realist. Get fucked. Oh.
No, there's realities of the
Okay,
situation.
go on.
I don't care
I'm like
personally
in
what
Will
happened.
Smith from Bad Boys 2. From now on, you drive like that. That's how you drive, Chris Gardner.
I just want to have some fun.
Wow. No, it's not going to happen. I think because, watch those CNN documentaries that are on Netflix right now, and then you're going to go, wait, he did what?
No,
They went after
this-
him for what?
here's the
and
thing.
and it just looked embarrassing. I'm not saying there's not way more stuff, but to the lay person
You're
or
defending too
congressman-
much on that end, though.
defending too
just,
much.
Just go away from
no,
that
no, no.
part.
It's just not
go
going to
away
happen.
from that.
I'm stating factually it won't happen.
Okay.
It's not that I don't want it to happen. Not that
It
I
sounds
don't think
like you
could
don't
happen.
want it to happen.
It sounds like you're.
Travis,
You have
does
an
it sound
agenda.
like he doesn't want it to happen?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Here's
Oh,
why.
wow.
Here's why.
Yeah,
But
you
can I
too.
explain why? Can I
Okay.
explain why?
Now it's valid.
Chris
Oh, what do you
doesn't-
mean you two?
No, because
What do you
because
got
here's the
against
thing.
Bono?
I hate
Here's the
you
thing,
two.
and this
Worst
isn't a
popular
knock
band
against
ever.
Chris. Look, Chris is a man in the woods right now. He's a guy that's
Like
at
that
the
Bon Iver
forefront of
song.
a startup. He's at the forefront of a startup. He is working his ass off 13, 14, 15-hour days to make things happen. So for Chris, anything that can drive attention away from that frustrates him. So he knows that an impeachment
This is very
would
strange.
drive. It would, because I think the conversation no longer is about Chris on his grind or things that are going on specifically in Chris's world. It's about what's going on to the world at large.
Oh,
And so
okay.
Chris doesn't necessarily want to speak to the world at large. I
Now-
understand why,
now I
because
get
it's
it.
complicated
Mhm.
and it's exhausting and it requires research and reading and understanding. And people often don't have time for that when they have 14, 15, 16-hour days. So from Chris's standpoint, he just doesn't want to hear the noise. And I can understand that because I believe many Americans feel the same way. But from a point where we're talking about integrity and the Constitution, it should embolden Democrats to bring about impeachment proceedings. Look, if the Republicans have the better case, if this president has the better case, then he can make that case not only to this Congress, but to the American people. So why would you run away from that fight? So I think if you're a Democrat, bring it. You don't take on every fight you take on, you don't take it on because you think you could win. Because you like your chances. Nothing's guaranteed with the result. But if you don't try, if you don't get on the field, what does that say to the next generation of voters? That the president of the United States can go out, and as he said yesterday in regards to Article 2, he told this to high school students. He can do whatever he wants. If that's what we're saying to the next generation of voters, why would they trust this system? Why would they participate in this system? Why would they engage in this system? They won't. So just for the sense that it's the most American thing you can do, you have to impeach.
Tom Brown, friend of the show, with a great comment, and this echoes.
Oh, walk off.
Oh no, that wasn't. That wasn't.
Oh, and then plus he's got that sign behind him too, about holding your
Oh,
government
my
accountable.
gosh.
That is
That's right.
very appropriate
USA,
today.
USA,
Impeachment.
USA,
Impeachment is a
USA.
trap. You can impeach Trump in the House, but it takes 2/3 of the Senate to convict and remove him from the office. That last part will never happen, and the Trump can claim he was totally innocent and the victim of a witch hunt and cruise to re-election. F that. I agree.
He's doing that now. The president is doing that now. The president has already said that he's been.
No, you're playing the wrong game. Is the thing.
Thank you. Get him, Gardner. Mm-hmm.
And Travis, you did state it well. It's what
Don't
is
feed
it's
his ego.
it's a simple of what are you supposed to do as a body of government?
Sure.
What is the
That would be
Congress-
nice. That would be really
And
nice.
and according to what we know, they should impeach. It's that simple. It doesn't matter what you think the result will be. It's
Right.
on
Exactly.
you, and it's on us to hold them accountable for not doing so.
Exactly.
That sounds like a lovely world.
Well, yeah, and that's what you're supposed to shoot for.
But that's what democracy
And
was
if you
built
don't,
off of.
then you're just
Democracy
lazy
wasn't
with
built
democracy, and you're lazy yourself, and you're a
Exactly.
lazy thinker.
Exactly.
Well, that's exactly what we have
But that's
in the
Right.
in the seats of power.
You try to change
Well, then
that.
at what point? But then the question becomes: at what point do you then give a damn? Like if you're
It's
willing
really
to say
tough.
that,
Yeah.
but here's my point is: at some point, someone's going to have to stop shrugging.
When it impacts
Because
that
at some
person,
point it
because
is
they're very selfish.
when it impacts that person. Exactly. So I'm saying, are you just going to wait on the day that, say, Lyda Cruzan can just walk into your backyard, Chris, and take your dogs away and have her way with her whatsoever, no matter
She
what?
might. She took cigarettes away.
Exactly. But I'm
From
saying
bars.
is, how far are you willing to give up on
That was
what you
somebody's
take
dog's
for
name.
granted today? I don't understand why you would be willing to put that at risk.
No,
We
no,
enjoy
no.
a lot of freedom. Hold on.
Don't
We
pin
enjoy
this
a
on
lot
me
of freedom.
personally.
We enjoy a lot
Asshole.
of freedoms. We really do. And I'm not even trying to be
Sure.
funny, but you and I both know you do.
You're never that.
And we all do. And it's very easy. Look, we are a generation that didn't have to go out and fight a big war to save what we love today. You know, we fought in wars. We fought in politician wars. There was no reason for us to be in Afghanistan. There was no reason for us to be in Iraq. And so we're a generation that has been, in many respects, given a lot. So for us to shrug after our grandparents have sacrificed a lot for what we enjoy today, for us to shrug when the President of the United States, we know for a fact, attempted to stop an investigation that we know that falls under obstruction, and then we're just going to shrug, I mean, that's a bad look for our generation specifically. Our parents had Watergate.
Oh, you just want.
And here we
you want
are. We have a
controversy.
president that's no. Our parents had Watergate, and they knew well enough. Even conservatives knew well enough to go, all right, you kind of crossed the line. Are we really just going to be the generation that has all the information presented in front of us as fact and just ignore it?
Maybe.
That seems
it's
like a
been
horrible
happening.
calling card to have.
Yeah.
But again, my question is: at what point does Chris Dimon give a damn?
Oh, I give a damn. I'm calling out the system.
No, I'm not
for
saying
what
you,
it
but
is.
you're saying like it
What you
keeps
just did.
happening, and I get people being shrug about it, but I'm asking, what will it take for people to stop shrugging?
Oh man, I mean, yeah, there's been a lot that you think would kind of turn things around, and he lives off of riding that line, as far as rhetoric and actions and all that stuff. But I genuinely don't know. I have no clue. I mean, maybe a call to oh my God, you son of a bitch. I was like, am I really saying that? So if you're listening at home, Gardner, who has claimed that nothing can happen on the fly ever, has now inserted a hashtag blame Denman for Trump at the bottom. And you know what? You want to play this game? I can show up with a MAGA hat tomorrow. If we want to go the heel route, I'll go the heel route.
That's your problem. man.
I've got a killer Southern accent, and
Yeah,
I look great.
Sounds like you really
I
want to
look-
do it, and you're looking for a reason to do so.
I look great. I look great in the Stars and Stripes, my man. But nice if I would have mixed up and said Stars and Bars again, right there.
No, that would have.
That would have been bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Then
would have been
would've
funny.
clipped off.
Yeah, most certainly.
Of course.
Oh.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Well, that's the hashtag we're dealing with. Dealing with a stream issue with Travis, so I'll tell you guys.
No, I'm listening. I'm actually just screenshotting blame Dimon for Trump and sending it to Gardner.
Oh, you piece of shit.
Oh, actually, you know what I should do here? All I really
Travis
have to
protesting just with the black box.
All I really have to do is take a picture like I do with your face, and then bam, got it.
Face. Oh.
Yeah. I'm gonna install some parental controls on the vMix. That's the program we stream from.
What are you
and
gonna
you
call that
control
setting?
things.
What
Yeah,
are you gonna-
Yeah, it's going to be called what's Trump's like? It'll be called the Wall.
It's got to be
It'll
like your
called the
DEFCON
Wall.
2. Yeah, it'd be
That'll
the
be
wall.
the
Yeah,
Wall.
that's
Yeah,
good.
I'll put it in wall mode.
That'll
you'll
keep the
think
gardeners out.
Yeah, you'll think it's for We Are. Oh, cute, We Are Live. No, that ain't the right wall, dude.
There was some. I'm actually surprised Travis is with us today. We're discussing this
Oh, okay.
because I was wondering. I wonder if there's any watch parties going on in Brooklyn. There's got to be today for the testimony.
I'm sure there is.
So
I'm sure there is.
I found one. So maybe
Did you really?
when the show's over,
Go hang out
go
with them.
to-
Where is it?
Brooklyn Roasting Company.
Oh, in Dumbo. Oh, okay, yeah, that's probably about. Oh, that's not bad. It's probably 25, 30 minutes away from me.
Oh, well, it's only till 11:30.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to make it. But I've been to
makes
Brooklyn
sense.
Roasting Company. Actually, yeah, that's where me and the fellows go when we go work on we were working on our scripts. So yeah, I've been to Brooklyn Roasting Company. It's huge. It's a very nice coffee place. I've become a coffee freak, guys. It's freaking me out. Like, I love this shit now. Once I found out that New York was
Other
the
people
coffee
that are
capital of the
registered.
world.
Oh,
Well, here's the thing. That's the funny thing. Like, so for years, and Chris will probably be a witness to this, for years, I used to always side eye and look at people funny who would type and especially work on their screenplays in coffee shops. Because I was like, that's kind of pretentious. Just take your dumb ass to a library and shut up. I don't know what it is about coffee shops, but it's an incredibly relaxing environment to write. And that's all I've been doing since I've been in New York. It's really, really weird.
it is relaxing.
Am I a sellout, guys?
Oh.
Am I a black hipster?
Hey, can you
Yes.
help?
Okay.
Can you help rehash this memory for me? Because I think it went like this. So before we started the show, Travis and I would meet at my neighborhood coffee shop. What was that? Hartford Coffee. They have a quiet room where you can go, which basically means no kids, right? Because they have a lot of kids in the front room. And it's like a little hippie coffee shop in a neighborhood, and it's always packed.
It's not stated, but it's understood.
No, yeah, and I had literally just got done speaking to one of
Okay.
the owners, and he was just like, "Yeah, people can talk back there. It's not, it's not a library. It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
it's
I
basically just
remember
where you go
this.
to get away from people with children, and you go get some work done."
Right.
Travis and I go
Right.
back there. We're back there working silently for 20 plus minutes. A guy sits down by us, look kind of nerdy or whatever. Talks. We start talking. We very, very inside voice start. Yeah, I think
Very.
what
Even
we
for
do
us
here-
too, like, we're very aware of, especially Miami, because everyone knows how loud I can get. So I was very
Yeah.
conscientious because I was like, hey, I can sometimes have a voice that carries. So yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I want to say less than a minute of that, and it was very, very, very noticeable. It was coming to an end. You can tell when people were wrapping up a conversation, and it was going to end up something. And a guy like aggressively tells us, "It's the quiet room. You need to be quiet." Like really angry, really angry. And I
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
we both slowly, and I'm probably over. I'm not a Reggie Cush storyteller level, so I'm
Right.
probably going to overdo it on our reaction. I want to say it was out of a movie. We both took a deep breath, looked at him, looked at each other, and we were both like, "What should I? Should I? Should I? Are you going to handle? I got this." Okay. Now, I don't remember who
right.
put him in his fucking place, but he had the fear of God
Yeah,
put
I
in him.
don't
Because when we
either.
both stood up, we're like twice his size, and we were like, "And here's the deal. We're going to finish our conversation, and you're going to sit there, and everybody's going to be fine." Like, is that how it went?
Yeah, I think that's ultimately how it went because, again.
And then we found out he was a teacher, and we
we
were like,
were-
"That makes so much sense. So much
Yes.
sense."
Start flipping
It
the
was-
lights
yeah,
on and
because
off.
Yeah,
it-
Quiet!
Yeah, he
Quiet!
thought he could tell two other adults that had a normal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. I think it was the way he even said it. It was, man, you could almost
It
have
activated-
reworded that
It
and
activated every
literally
caveman
took the
sense of
tone
me
down.
to
Yes, it did. It was very teacher authoritative. You remember back in the day, Gardner, like when a teacher, when a teacher is at the end of their wits, they've had a long week and anything's going to set them off. So you're naturally very conscientious of just everything around you. And this guy apparently was at his end. And even as Chris and I whispered, and I kid you not, we were literally whispering when we didn't even have to. And then it just completely set him off. And again, it wasn't just what he said or what his concern was. It was how he said it to two
It was
adult
the
males.
aggression.
Yeah,
It was
that
the
always-
aggression.
It was just very like, Wow. Do you
That's
think
often the case,
we're
though.
on the internet right
Yeah,
now?
there's
Brad,
never
do you
a
think we're in
guy-
the comment section?
There's never a guy that goes, "Hey, dudes, I know this is a little weird, but this is a quiet room. I came back here. I got this thing
Right.
going. Are you guys? Would you mind stepping outside? I'm so sorry to ask. Would you mind to step outside and have that conversation, like with a nice, soft
Yeah.
tone?" There's never that, because then we go, "Oh, yeah, that's fine. No worries. Yeah, no big deal. Yeah. Even though it wouldn't be upon us,
Like
you
everybody
reward
would,
that.
everybody would be reasonable then.
Yeah.
That seems weird.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody, yeah, unless it's noted, then you don't get
It's
to
not.
like one of the
Yeah.
coffee shops I go
It's
to.
not.
There are 3 I really go to in my neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all very different.
Mm-hmm.
But one of them has like an annex, like a building next to it that's also part of them.
Yeah.
And
This is
that-
how this is set up. There's a
and-
courtyard in between. 'em.
But yeah, and there's a
Right.
little, and actually this one has like a little walkway. It's kind of Parisian-like, it seems, because there's like the lattice above. some-
Oh, I think I know where. Yeah. I think I know what
Um,
you're talking about. I think I've been to this one.
And so but they say there's a piece of paper on the door when you go in that says these are the quiet hours for this room, and it tells you when that is.
Right.
And so you know. So then you just don't go there. I like going there to get work done, especially if I'm doing audio stuff, just because I know then it's going to be quiet and I can just put my earbuds in and no, it's not going to be a bother.
Right.
Because I might go to another one, like let's say it's in more of the heart of the Central West End. There's a newer one over there that, man, I like it, but it is definitely for the young folk, young men, young women, because they're in there, and if you walk, you'd laugh. It's full.
Mm.
Every single person is on their computer in there. It's that type of
Right.
atmosphere in there, and it's got
Right.
that type of feel. And then there's another one that I like that has a gigantic courtyard out front that I can just sit and smoke. So that's the preferable.
But can we acknowledge though that it's a general understanding? Now, obviously there are libraries and maybe even parts of a park. But can we generally acknowledge that when you go out in public, you're in public. So some of the things that you afford to yourself in private won't take place. So yes, I mean, I can't anticipate, I can go into a place where I know it's generally going to be quiet, but I also recognize that it's public. So everyone doesn't necessarily have to adhere to my rules of comfort when it comes to being in public.
Within reason,
So I
yeah.
think that should be acknowledged as well. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So again, if we're in a quiet room, sure. But you are not a person who is entitled to police my behavior in public. Now, if I'm inside your house at a private event, something to that, then okay. It's a government-ran building, okay. But generally in public, there's an understanding you should probably mind your fucking business. Yeah? Or that should be the rule.
I try to.
Unless someone's
Yeah,
getting,
there's
unless
some.
someone's, unless you're seeing someone get assaulted or
Yeah.
a crime is being committed, you generally keep
Well,
mind your freaking
If I-
business.
What kind
I
of
mean,
crime?
what?
Yeah, I showed my
That's
true
another
colors
question.
in San Diego when we were on the street, standing there waiting across the street, and a guy walked up and literally just had a trench coat on. It was San Diego, middle of the day. You don't wear trench coats. Whips out bolt cutters, steals the very expensive bike that was chained up outside of the area we were
And
standing
what'd
at.
you do?
You were standing by me, and I looked over and I saw that he happened to be about 6'6" and in very good shape. And I made a conscious decision. Yeah, that bike ain't mine. I'm not saying anything. Not gonna say a word, and I'm not gonna get.
Hey, man.
I'm not gonna get pummeled over the guy. If that guy.
here's
over a
what
bike-
Travis would have done. Here's what Travis would have done. Hey, man, those are some nice bolt cutters.
Oh, those your bike stealing bolt cutters. Okay.
Is that
the black
Bolt
sheep?
Cutter 3000?
Yes,
Pretty nice.
Exactly. Oh, those that Milwaukee brand? The black sheep was listening to the original story when we told it, Travis, and he says there are some inaccuracies. It was a funeral home, and Travis had continued talking about booty holes.
Dagnabbit.
So we've been busted.
It's a general rule. When you're in public, you abide by public rules. And if somebody is outside on the street in a verbal altercation with their baby mama, unless it's taking place inside your house, mind your damn business and keep it moving.
That's why I try to.
Because that
stay
ain't
out
your, I don't know.
Do you
think
know
that's
how
the
many
thing. Like,
times
I
I would
think
have to stop if I had like stuff that annoys me, having your music playing without earphones, walking through a store, or talking on speakerphone out loud, walking through public. Like, do you know how many times I would have to stop and reprimand people? No, you just deal with it and move on.
I yeah, I think there are certain things that like you just know you don't have any direct control over. Like, yeah, it's annoying as hell, as Chris just pointed out, when people get on a public transportation, on a train or a bus, and they
It
instead of
is.
using earphones, they have their speakers blasted. It's absolutely annoying. I'm not taking that away from anybody. I hate it. Gardner hates it. Everyone who's been on public transportation absolutely abhor. At the same time, I'm not going to waste more than the necessary time confronting this individual when people who do that, people who behave like that, they have other issues also going on. Like, when your music is too loud. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially on a bus, on a train, and especially when it's stated. So what you're doing is wrong. What you're doing is annoying.
Right.
I'm not going to run up to those people who already know they're in the wrong.
Partially
That's not
because
my fight.
no, and that's right because you mentioned their frame of mind there.
Yeah.
That would tell me that they might be looking for something even
Correct.
at
They're
that point.
fishing.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I would try not to take the bait. Normally, what I try to do is just leave.
Yeah.
Like even my local
Exactly.
watering
Right.
hole, if it's
Yeah.
like over the weekend there were like 3 douchebags in there, and I'm like, God, these guys are really effing annoying, and I'm just trying to listen to continuous covers of Creep by Radiohead,
Of course.
and
Of course you were. That
I
makes
couldn't do
sense.
it, so I just got up and left.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. I'm just like, I can go other places.
Just go
That's
somewhere
the
else.
solution.
Yeah.
Life's too short.
I try not to be. Sometimes I get involved. Not it with something like that, but with
You
society.
pick your spots, certainly, and that's fair to pick your spots. But I think certain, like to your point, Gardner, you said it perfectly. Some people are in a mind frame where they
Yeah.
want harm, and some people, and we've seen it unfortunately in St. Louis, people are not only in that mind frame, but they're in the mind frame of I have nothing to lose. So I think we know how that equation usually comes out when you go up against someone that has nothing to lose. So I think people need to get a better understanding that when you're in public, you're going to see things that could affect you, but you should be very particular about picking your spots and confronting.
Because it just gets uncomfortable. Like, and the thing is, like, I get a lot of if I see situations developing, I get anticipatory anxiety. Like, oh, God.
Same. Agreed.
There we go.
Come on. Oh, God, just knock it. Because I remember once being on the Metrolink coming back from a Cardinal game, so it was kind of crowded. But there was there were 2 bachelor parties. But one, the guys, there's about 8 of them, a lot of camo involved, little accents or whatever. The other bachelor party was a gay bachelor party where they had lights and penises on it. And they start talking to each other, and I'm like, oh, God damn it. Do I get off at the next stop? I just don't want to deal with any of this. Like,
Because they might.
I just don't want to. It was okay, but when I see that interaction start happening, I stereotype.
You're not so sure that
I'm-
somebody's not going to get feelings
and
hurt.
I use that stereotype in that case, from what I would know from each group, to be just like, to prepare myself for the worst, basically. But that's maybe a fatal flaw of my own, just being that type of person.
Right.
But that's my
sometimes you
point.
can
I
get-
think even to that. No, go ahead, Chris.
No, sometimes you can get fun and lesson learning interactions
Yes.
from that. So I always say that, Travis, we always said that inner city folks that are coming up and trailer park folks that are coming up, you guys both eat the same candy.
Yeah.
It's the same stuff that's going on. Oh, hell, you like that? Oh, no shit, man. All right. Like that's, oh, cool.
Yeah.
You drink orange soda too, man? Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was just
I think
worried it was going to be more like, oh, are those dicks on you?
You put them in your butt, huh? What?
I think
those
it's
gay dudes would
also
be so
it
mean
feels
to those
like
guys. in the-
it feels like a simulation though sometimes, because I think people now, because of the internet, think they can just walk up to situations and confront them head on and solve them on the spot. because if I start a hashtag on Twitter, I'm good. I've done the work now. Where they think they can go out in the real world and go, well, I see Chris double parked. Well, this is my mission. Hashtag Denman double parked. And I'm going to make sure this individual understands that he should not have been double parked at this time of day instead of that white woman minding her damn business, because she's a white woman. She should have just kept it moving. Just keep it moving. Sometimes y'all need to learn to mind your damn business.
That's fine. Yeah.
How'd you turn that on white women? So
Yeah.
quick?
That
That's
he's
interesting.
I
been
don't
waiting.
know,
He's been
but that's
waiting.
pretty impressive, man.
Yeah,
It's
it
pretty
is.
good. I don't
Actually,
know.
I'm not mad or anything. Just
No.
curious.
Yeah, and it's kind of tough to not agree too. In those situations, as you get older or whatever, then you know that there are real consequences to certain things and certain people. I also, when you're involved in those things, now, anyways, I'll just do the thing where it's like, is this real right now? Are we having this? Is this happening? Oh, you're serious? Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's not a bad approach, though.
Yeah. Well,
I kinda like that
hopefully it
approach.
kind of puts them in their place slightly.
It pauses the situation
does, like-
momentarily.
And then it kind of gives them the option that if they were just going to make this vocal, or if they want to take it to that next aggressive level, yeah, double down. We can go down this path.
I'm in Gardner mode now, and maybe it's just from the time that I've spent with Gardner recently. I'm ingrained because now every situation for me, I think about what are my legal recourses. So I immediately think like, okay, I could engage, but does that legally make me culpable now that I am engaged in the situation? And what's at stake from a legal standpoint? How much money in fines am I potentially looking at? How much time in jail do I have a week to spend in county? Can I afford to miss a check? Will I, I'm at the point where I'll take that kind of look now when I see a situation happen. I go, all right, one, can I win? Two, will I be legally culpable? And three, did anyone see my face?
Yeah, exactly. Are there
And
cameras
so
in the
those are the biggest things. Right.
I would like to see that response from you if you ever a situation ever escalated that far, where the guy's like, "You want to go? You want to fucking go?" And you're just like, "I would, but I really, literally can't afford to. If I miss a check, rent's going to be an issue. I can't spend time in lockup. If we both end up there, I mean." What about your family? Do you have family? Like, if your response is that, then what does he do? Then what does the person do?
He has to go, hey, man, that's a good point. I appreciate you looking out for me because let me go buy you a drink and let's be good. I think, though, I feel like that, I don't know when was the last time you guys played video games, but you will make a decision and then a pop-up screen will come up and it will ask you, are you sure you want to do that? I feel like that should happen before every physical altercation. Like, okay, this is your opponent. And then a pop-up screen comes up and goes, are you sure you want to engage? Going forward, puts you in a position of legal financial trouble, issues with your baby mama. Your mama probably not going to get you nothing for Christmas. Like those options should pop up on that screen. And so then you understand what you're about to do. Once you say yes, you go forward. You can't say, oh, man, I can't believe this shit's happened to me. You should have because you had a pop-up screen.
That's a great way to do it. Real quick from the comments, Rockio in the comments, hashtag Denman double parked. Sounds like a well-disguised fat joke. It's from Matt Rockio.
Well, let's not get too many hashtags for today, Travis.
Yeah, we got
Remember,
a lot. Thank you. Oh,
blame
thank you.
Denman for Trump hashtag.
Okay. All right. Yeah, there it is.
Don't
Gardner's
forget.
a real creative.
Don't forget.
I just remember Chris telling I'm not trying to tattle or give too much behind the scenes, but I do remember Chris telling a particular cowboy that he was willing to change our content if it meant better drive time hours.
Oh,
So
that's literally made up.
I'm not saying that he was.
You piece of shit.
I'm not saying that Chris was willing to go to a particular political side to stay on the radio, but he did entertain it with a particular cowboy in a certain Midwest city in Missouri.
Huh. That's an interesting take. I will tell you guys, we have
Never leave your feet.
Shoot, I'm a younger Larry Connors anyway. I can make I really make this shit pop.
That's exactly. Yep.
I should have did that. And here's the thing. I wasn't seeing. This is how I was playing checkers. It's my fault because what I should have done, I should have walked into his office and pitched a black conservative show, and I should have just ran with the money. Like I honestly could probably have a nice $500,000 home in Clayton, Missouri right now
In
if
this
I had
town?
just said, you know what, put away your ego. Why don't you just go in, play this part? You
Mm-hmm.
know it's going to get you a ton of money. It's going to get you
Yeah.
a ton of exposure and
You'd
money.
be one of
People
the
will
good
pay out
ones.
the wazoo. Yep, and I could have six figures right now.
Ooh, that would have been a
But
great show name
no,
too.
and
The good
There's
one.
there's
what?
Travs. There's Travs.
Oh
That would
God.
have been brilliant.
Oh.
Just like there's white people, white trash. There's Travs, and there's yeah. You could be that. Congrats.
Exactly. See, that's the thing. See, I don't be thinking. See, like that's what I get because you know how everybody say it's always about the money. Is it? Because if it was about the money, I should have made that play.
Yeah. Or you could have had like a cast with your show, and it would have been Travis
Shit.
Terrell and the Good Ones,
Mm.
and it would sound like a band even, and then so it would even
And
have a
you
little
guys would have been
hipness to it.
perfect. And you guys would have been perfect like co-hosts because you could then play the woke. You guys could play the wokest people in the room, and I would have to be the one. Look at these hippie liberals. Look at Gardner with his bangs. Look at Denman with
I
his
don't really
his
have
French
bangs.
mustache.
Mm-mm.
Well,
Mm-mm.
yeah, but that's what I would have said if I was a black
Okay.
conservative.
Okay, gotcha. It's a good time to tell you about Buzz's Hawaiian Grill.
Is it?
That's right. Food truck. Oh, oh, Mr. Hashtag over there can't pull up the ad. Buzz's Hawaiian Grill, serving fresh food all throughout St. Louis. Be sure to check out Buzz's, his Facebook page. Will give his locations. He's all over the place. Wonderful food. Check out the poke bowl. Highly recommend it. You go spicy on that, and you'll be very happy. Masubi, all the great food that's native to Hawaii right here in St. Louis. He pays extra for more fresh food. Let's be sure to support Buzz and like the Facebook page. Check out the locations and be sure to support Buzz and Buzz's Hawaiian Grill. Big fans of theirs as they
It
supported
pays.
us.
It truly does pay to be stupid,
Sorry?
and that was my fault. That it pays to be stupid.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I could have easily just played a character, and I would have made so much money. That's hilarious to me. That's how simple it would have been.
Yeah.
I didn't have to make any political points. I wouldn't have to make any, I wouldn't have to do anything but go in there and say, I'm not like them.
Mm-hmm.
Six figures.
Mm.
Six figures. I'm an
Because
idiot.
there are certain people on the other side that are seeking out a black person like yourself to basically say, "Hey,
Yes.
look,
Yes.
I can relate to this black person, so we must be friends."
Right.
And look, everything's okay. Your talk of systematic racism and such is ridiculous because
Exactly.
of this
Exactly.
gentleman. Like they're looking for that quote unquote token. Some are seeking that out
Exactly.
so that they can help make
Right.
their ridiculous arguments at times. So I would think that there actually would be a market for something of that sort.
I think there is. I believed I stumbled on a black conservative Twitter wormhole. Now, majority of them are bots, but there are actual people with videos and speaking engagements, and they go on these podcasts and they make a ton of money
Yeah. How
because,
much money do you
yes,
think Candace Owens is making? I mean, and
oh
she's
my
really
God,
dumb. So,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to be good. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't even be a good black conservative.
yeah.
I would be bad at it. But the fact
You
that you can
you would
say
be
I have a
good though
black
because you
conservative on
would
my
be
show,
loud.
exactly. And then I
That's
have a
okay
look
right now.
where, and I don't have the traditional Carlton Banks look. So therefore, it's even more empowering for white conservatives
Oh
to say,
yeah.
see, look, he doesn't even look like, Ben Carson. He doesn't even look like, he looks like
White
he's from those streets.
white conservatives would love you because they would be like, "Oh my God, we got us an urban one. We got
We
us an
got us an
urban
urban
good
one.
one."
From
Oh,
St.
that's.
Louis? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's even better.
Oh no,
Oh,
you're from
yes.
Ferguson. You're from Ferguson.
Oh, yeah.
That
Oh,
can you
gosh.
imagine
Yeah.
how that would sell?
Oh, my goodness. Like,
You'd have
I'm not saying I wouldn't get Limbaugh money, but I would be on the speaker circuit right now, and I probably could easily pull in six figures.
they would be
Easily.
on a nightly basis. The Fox News primetime host would be fighting over
Yes.
you to make a 5-minute appearance each
Yes.
night.
Yes.
With all of that in your
Absolutely.
background, if you were able to sell yourself as that black conservative, you would make a killing. A absolute killing.
My question always is though, like it may be an understanding amongst my friends and family, but the general public will never, ever forgive.
Yeah.
They will never, ever. I will always be the face, no matter what I do for
Yeah.
the rest of my life. And my kids, even my wife, my own family. Like you, technically, I wouldn't say you put them at physical risk, but their reputation is in tatters. Especially, for example, in St. Louis, when everything is 3 degrees of separation already as it is. So, do you really want to be the mama of the black kid conservative in St. Louis?
It'd be difficult.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
it would be
You
very
just got to
difficult.
pick where you live.
because
You pick the right suburb. You're sleeping with all the housewives.
Chris, you think they still, even if I can afford it, they let me out in Ladue?
I'm
No,
telling
Ladue's
you,
really nice.
no,
Clayton,
not Ladue.
check,
No,
Joe Chester.
no, you gotta go.
Yeah,
No, I'm talking a suburb of Houston, son. Come on, man. You're not sticking around Missouri. No, you gotta play it right.
The only way I do the black conservative thing if it just all goes south in a hurry. Like if just everything just plummets.
I don't think
Like
you
if it
plummet
just
much
all
more
goes
for you.
completely bad. Exactly. So if it gets worse than this, then yeah, I probably will consider going over to then I will bring back my last name and I'll use that to run for become the conservative face of the movement.
Good for you.
Ben Shapiro's not smart. Ben
I think
Shapiro's
he's
just
probably-
spent more time in the
think he's-
library because he
yeah.
wasn't getting pussy. So I think he's well read. I think
Yeah.
he's very well versed on things. But Ben Shapiro isn't smart. So I'm saying if I could mold myself into the black Ben Shapiro, then the world's my oyster. I can finally sit courtside at a Lakers game. I'll probably get beat up in the parking lot, but I can at least sit courtside for that 2 hours.
well, it looks like Frontenac could use you. 2.6% African American.
That's higher than I
90.1%
anticipated, to be
white.
honest.
That's kind of lower than I thought, actually. I thought it was going to be
Yeah.
95. But
so it's not.
there's a 5.6% Asian population in Frontenac, which is the second
Well,
highest.
that's fascinating.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
I didn't either.
So that's
So let me get this straight. Okay, so is that the highest in the city?
well, that's
5.6 is pretty high.
5.6% Asian population in Frontenac. That's the highest minority percentage within Frontenac.
I want the new
0.1%
breakdown of
Native
St. Louis
American.
population. I'm curious as to what what's the black population in St. Louis now? St. Louis
The
City,
city?
you want to know?
The
Yeah.
city?
Horrifying.
Let me look.
Excuse me?
Huh? I was reading something.
It says black or African American 47.61% in St. Louis City, white 45.89%.
Explains a lot.
Asian 3.11%.
Wait,
like that's
it's 47 to 45?
Yes.
There's more black people in the city of St. Louis than white. So
This is
we're
interesting.
the
I'm just thinking
minority,
about
and
some of the most.
Yeah, I get to start
I'm
enjoying minority.
Stop
things.
oppressing me, Travis.
Yes, thank you.
Literally at 7:15, the city turns into like 60-40 white to black when the Cardinals are in town. So let's relax.
That is true.
When the
We
Cardinals
do
are
call
playing,
in the
those
troops.
numbers
We do call in the troops
immediately
really
shift.
quick. Yeah, that's true.
The county is the
Cardinals
National
on
Guard.
Blues?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're like, hey,
jeez,
hey,
God.
it's getting a little hip hop down here. Gonna need Oakville to invade.
We'll have to reach
This
out
is
to the
interesting. It does put recent elections and issues into perspective, knowing those numbers now.
So now,
Because I didn't realize
do you realize
how
what you've given
low
up?
the black population was in St. Louis.
Well, I don't know.
47% low.
Do you know how much you've given
Imagine
up? By
how
us
I
knowing
feel
that?
at 45%,
Yeah,
Travis.
exactly. Do you know how? And again, too appropriate. 45.
I don't know. I'm just trying here.
Yeah.
This is new to me.
But we also now, Travis just gave up so much ground in arguments. And anytime there's a problem, anytime there's a police involved anything, hey, you're running the show, man.
he's
You're in
still got-
charge now.
He could go to gerrymandering or something along those lines, or
And a disproportionate
Political
amount of
yeah.
African Americans being arrested and charged in St. Louis compared to the similar population of the same amount of
Well,
white people in the city of St. Louis.
We'll
representation.
take charge.
in
Why don't you take
political
charge?
arenas? Yeah, you still got some stuff. You'll be all right. You'll be okay.
Uh-huh. Maybe you'll need to call Tom Duff at St. Louis Counseling Services and discuss
Well,
this
there
over
you
with
go,
him.
Chris.
My
Good
coworkers are picking
job.
on me despite us being the majority. St. Louis Counseling,
What?
improving lives since 1955. Check out their website, stlouiscounseling.org. They offer services for businesses, individuals, schools, and the like. They'll work with you for counseling services, all different types of income. They're here to help. Again, check out the website, stlouiscounseling.org, and I highly recommend checking out Mental Health Matters. Our weekly guest, Dr. Ed, did a great interview on Mental Health Matters. You can download that online at iTunes, wherever you get your podcast. That's St. Louis Counseling's Mental Health Matters, featuring Tom Duff. And happy birthday to Debbie from
Oh.
St. Louis Counseling. It's her birthday today.
We'll see
Big
them
fans
tomorrow.
of Debbie. Yeah.
I wanted
Well,
to. Can
go
I
ahead.
pop
I'm sorry.
something up here
Go
real
ahead.
quick before we hit the
Yeah,
top
please.
of the hour?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know what I think about it. I only know that I saw it this morning, and I was like, oh, that just seems weird. And it was a poll question put out by KSDK that I saw on social media. I saw it on Twitter. I don't know if it's elsewhere or not, but I saw it in particular on Twitter. And it just, it took me aback for a moment just because I'm like, this is a weird way to ask a question. And here is what they had. This is the graphic they had on their Twitter account. Which would you rather be allowed to have? Marijuana or guns? And I was like, what are they? Like, how did this question come about exactly? Like, what are they? Is there a purpose for it? Is there some? I would like to know the background. Is there a discussion where people getting high, and a debate happened? What exactly led to a question like this?
But furthermore, how about this question? We're allowed to have both guns and alcohol. So why is this a question?
Yeah.
What would you rather allow to be? I don't understand.
Let's not focus on the
don't
ridiculous nature of it. Let's answer the question
Oh,
and
okay.
discuss the
okay,
the pros
my
and cons.
Okay.
Listen,
Now,
because
weed. You take weed 100% of the time.
see, it's
Every
the
time,
classic.
no doubt about it.
This is the children's story of the sun and the wind. It's the wind bragging he's going to get the guy to take his jacket off from blowing the wind really hard, and then the sun just goes, "I got this, homie," and just shines some rays of light, and the guy gently takes it off. If aliens invade, you going to shoot at them with your pistol, or are you going to get high with them and share an experience? Huh? Which one is
There
it?
you go. There you
Probably
go.
you'd like to be
Look at
high with it.
Chris.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. So your thought,
The problem is
your
for
insecure
me,
thought is, I need that gun.
marijuana doesn't treat me as I
True.
would like it.
I'm not a big marijuana guy either.
Personally,
But you know what? Okay, that's interesting. I like
no,
it. Go
here's
ahead,
the thing,
Gardner.
because I've talked about the last time I tried pot, like I almost had a panic attack. Like I
You
have
seem to
not.
have the right strand, man.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You got to get that.
I checked Leafly. I got the app even and looked at it.
You got to get that pineapple tornado kush.
So
Did I say it right?
So it would be if I were being selfish, would I say guns? Because then I know that it was something that I could have as protection potentially. Or would I think about
Right.
society as a whole?
Mm-hmm.
What would I do?
You gonna get a bear
think-
high
I
if
think
it
I
runs
would
at you?
I would want if
think
I
yes,
look if I
yes.
lived in Wyoming, I'd want a gun. There's bears. I would at least want something.
I think honestly, I'm going to take the full liberal lefty approach. I think marijuana can heal all wounds. So yes,
Bear
I do
wounds?
believe if you are being charged by a bear,
That's
We'll have
not
to ask
true.
then
Dr.
you
Ed.
need to have a vape or a long blunt available during that moment. I would rather have those things than a gun because we know the gun's gonna make it angrier, and we know that the gun's gonna be ineffective. So why piss it off?
What do you
Why
mean?
not have a blunt
That's how you
ready?
kill them.
Have a blunt ready. You smoke a blunt, you blow it in the air, and then the bear gets into the smoke and he goes, "Ah, man, I'm tripping. I was here to give you a hug, but
This
now
is-
that marijuana has allowed me to speak, I want to make some honey with
don't
you.
think
Do
This
you
is gonna
have some
be-
green tea?" And then we share tea, and then we talk about how the animals and human life can find a way to save our world from climate change.
This is going to be in a screen.
I don't know what's gotten
isn't it?
into me today, but I think I have been right on every topic we've discussed this
Oh.
hour.
To
I
be
think
fair,
I've
you
nailed
think you're
every
right
topic we've
every
discussed.
day.
I'm correct. But I don't know. Hold on.
Yeah, you want
Hold
that
on.
gun.
Hold on.
Ah. Slow ride comes on.
Yeah. See, here's how I'm picturing this in the film. The bear and Travis, in the shots go back and forth and get closer and closer on your faces each time. Some expression,
Yeah.
a little different expression. The bear charges. Travis just sitting there smiling, like a little wry smile, a little crooked even, like,
Uh-huh.
and then pulls out a joint,
Yeah.
pulls out a blunt,
Uh-huh.
and then blows it, and the bear's charging on it, and then hits the bear, and then bam, everything changes. I kind of like a scene like that.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Smash
actually.
cut to them sharing a bag of pork rinds.
Write
Yeah.
that down. Don't forget that one.
Okay. I think we got it figured out. Big thanks to Tech Electronics.
And that's the first hour of a show.
That is the
Whatever
first
just
hour of the
happened.
show. I have no idea what happened, but we
Yeah.
just took
You're welcome.
weed over guns. Big thanks to Tech Electronics, local business right here in St. Louis. They helped us outfit the studio, and they're a partner of ours, so big thanks to them for working with us. Be sure to support them if your building needs a new fire system, tech work, anything, IT services, they'll help you out. And again, another great local business from here in town. Next hour, we got Dr. Ed from Hillside Animal Hospital returning to play dogs on film. I was dethroned last week. I think there's an asterisk with it, but we'll get into that. Quick break at We Are Live. We'll be right back.